What's up? Just finishing some walnuts there. Very healthy food. When I talk about religious liberty in the United States, and with a specific case, oh, how long ago? Must have been 6, 7 years ago? 5, 6, 7 years ago? Was it Tennessee or somewhere in the South? Um, that it was like a county clerk who issues marriage licenses, female. And I'm going to give names or specifics. It's not important, and I don't want to put a spotlight on her. She's had enough, you know, attention, I think, directed at the point. The story is what's important. So she's very Christian, and she had a religious problem with gay couples getting married because that's what her church said it's evil. These people are evil. It's against God. It's against the Bible. And so she went to the extreme of denying she wouldn't fulfill her civic obligation to issue a totally legal marriage license because they legalized gay marriage in that state at that time, and she wouldn't issue the license. So there's a big fracas. Now, I'm not going to attack that woman or criticize. She's living her life by a code that she thinks is right, and God bless her. Some people are like that. But here's the problem with religious liberty and freedom. I'm all for it. However, there's a line somewhere where you've gone overboard. And the line is you have to apply logic. And part of logical thinking is if you extend that kind of logic outward into other cases. So your church says that it's immoral, or the state says it is moral. Well, what if your church said that black people are not human beings? That it's okay to sell, your church says it's okay for your 10-year-old to be sold off in the, those things those aren't far out. So just because your church tells you, and but it inflicts harm on someone else or infringes on their civic rights, it doesn't cut the mustard. You can't just do something because anyone tells you so. If it's illogical, all the atrocities in Nazi Germany were legal. Slavery was legal. It was legal that women weren't allowed to vote. Legal, and it's the same thing with legality or what your church tells you. You got to stop and think about what those rules are and do they make sense. A lot of times they don't make sense, and you have an obligation to call it out and push back. And if we don't push back every time, it just gets harder. More suffering. Fight the world suck. Push back. Speak up. You don't have to get violent. And again, I'm not going to call, people see things my way. They're going to attack that woman. Now, she's a bigot. Well, I understand how you feel. It's not productive to use those labels. She's trying to be a good person. She's trying to be true to her God and her faith. I can admire that. I can respect that. And some people just don't have that logic in them. It's not in them. God bless them. That's who they are. And what a boring world. That's just the game of life. There's going to be people like that out there. We have to work together. And so this is the kind of tack that the discussion we have to have as mature adults to work out these disagreements. And if you can't, in your heart, of your conscience, give that marriage license because you think it's, then leave the job. Go find another job because you can't fulfill your... And that's the thing. She wouldn't do it. So that's very frustrating, right? But that's the kind of conversation we need to have. You don't see it on TV because the TV and the media is all about getting the two extreme talking heads that aren't there to find common ground. They're there to bicker, poke fun at each other, and God love them too. It's not productive. It just fuels the walnuts there. Negative energy. We can do better. There's got to be an outlet online somewhere. Because the TV is just so corrupt. It's 5, 6 people control all the channels, all the news, and if you're watching this, you probably know that. It's good more fair NPR or just non-corporate sources of media and debate. We need to start thinking about. And so that's kind of it. I want people to have religious freedom, as much freedom as possible, and really it boils down to secular humanism. That we're all here on this planet. We're equal. We need to share and get along. You should be free to do whatever you want to do, regardless. I don't care what your religion is. That's not my religion. So, up to the point that you're not infringing on my rights or someone else or causing harm to someone else. Your religion does not give you the right to cause harm on someone else. Nothing does. You don't have that right. So I speak up when I see it, but also have some empathy and patience. Some people are like that. That's how they see it. Let's honor them. Understand where you're coming from, but it's not logical. Doesn't cut the mustard. I hope that's helpful for you. Love you. Have a good day.